In this module, we will be discussing budget forecasting. The typical budget prepared is for one fiscal year period. What do public officials do to decide what to expect for more than just 1 year? Perhaps programs or functions within the 1-year budget depend on future fiscal year's budgets to be successful. The hiring of personnel for which the organization has an expectation to keep from 1 year to the next is just one example. Salaries may be present in this year's budget, but what about future years? Governments depend on budget forecasts to plan for the future, and those budget forecasts are mostly revenue dependent. Different governments use different methods to forecast. Of course, the larger the government, the more complex the forecasting becomes. This chapter and the PowerPoint touch on several of these methods. The federal government is extremely complex, and as we work our way down to local governments, the forecasting becomes less and less complex. Much forecasting within local agencies at the local levels is found in the agency's strategic plan. In this program, an entire course, PAD 4332, is dedicated to strategic planning. In brief, the strategic plan allows the agency's chief executive officer to make multi-year plans for the organization, first based on the agency's needs, then on the projected revenues from the governing body. However, this does not always go as planned. 3-year plans can be derailed by citizen initiatives, limiting increases in taxation, thereby limiting revenues to fund future budget projections. Or, on the other hand, there may be an unexpected new revenues from additional growth to a community or major commercial operations moving into the area. As you move through this chapter, look over the various forecasting techniques. The purpose of this module is not to make the student a forecast expert, rather to expose the student to the various methods that exist for government revenue forecasting.